Hey guys, Tom here, back with part 2 of the partial position search videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the exclude board functionality here to find games in which there are isolated pawns. And I'm using the example that good old Steve pointed out in his videos back in 2011. And so you have a situation where you want to find an isolated pawn, be that the D file or any other file. And how do you tell ChessBase you want to find this isolated pawn? You want no pawns around it or other pieces, things like that. How do you do that? Well, you start by having this radio button checked here for the look for board, right? So say I want to find this pawn on D4 here. I'd stick that pawn there. And then what you want to do is you click on the exclude board radio button, and as you can see here, it clears out because there's nothing there yet. What I want to do is I want to make sure there are no pawns around that D4 pawn. So what I'm going to do is make sure that all these pawns I'm placing are telling ChessBase, because they're on the exclude board, they're telling ChessBase, find me games where there are no pawns on these squares, right? And then on my look for board here, find me games where there are pawns on this square. So that's how you find isolated pawns, or as you can imagine, you can think up other positions where you need to tell ChessBase to leave pieces out of certain squares. Okay. So you can go ahead and I'll go ahead and search. Let's try that out. And I would think it will come up with lots of games. Yeah, so you can see this search is really crunching through now. It's got a lot to search through. Like I said in the last video, you got to remember that the more intricate your search becomes, the longer it's going to take, of course. But let me click in a game here, see if that can chug in. And as you can see here, we have an isolated pawn, just as we put in our search mask. Play through that game. Let's go ahead and pick another one. Okay, same thing here. Just verifying that everything's correct, even though we kind of knew it would be, right? All right, so let's go back. All right, so we're back now. Continuing on with the example, what if I want to find games where we have any type of black piece in front of this pawn blocking it, okay? So if black was playing in this game and there was an isolated D pawn, of course, if they were any type of good player, they're going to want to put a stopper there so that pawn doesn't run free and get promoted, right? So we have our exclude board here, and we have our look for board. And what you do for that is you pick this black wildcard piece, which could be any piece of the black colors. You stick it there, and that's just telling ChessBase, find me games where there's a white pawn on D4, any black piece on D5, any black piece on D5, and then we're excluding all these pawns here. Now, what Steve did in his video was he added, you can also exclude, you could have any black piece like we did there for the look for board, but you can also add a black pawn here like that so that there are no black pawns. So you can have any piece that's not a pawn that's black, okay? If that makes sense. So now let's go ahead and search. This also will take a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it, but my computer's crunching away there. Okay. Go ahead and click on a random game here. And as you can see, we have our isolated D pawn here. We have a black knight in front. Let's click on a different game. And of course, same deal, right? Okay, so that's in a nutshell, guys. That's in a nutshell how do you use the exclude board to find different positions where you want to exclude certain pieces that you don't want in that position. Okay, you could really apply this in all kinds of different ways. So the two basic ways so far with this position search box we've looked at, the basic partial position search and then this exclude search. Just those two alone, you can find tons of stuff. But we're going to keep going, and I think in the next video we're going to go ahead and look over what this OR does, this OR functionality. And then maybe that'll probably be it for the partial position searches for now. Then we're going to move on to different things like material maneuvers, which are even more powerful. But this is just a lot of fun making these videos. So I'm just going to keep doing this, and let's have some fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.